How to make a contact print. To make a contact print, you simply need a darkroom and the light source, such as an enlarger and the chemicals to develop the paper place. The negative film emulsion side down directly on the top of the light sensitive paper. It would be advised to also use a clean piece of glass to ensure the film and paper lay flat. However, you must be careful if using glass, as dust or dirt on the glass can negatively affect the final print. Turn on your light source to expose the paper, and after a set period of time, turn your light source off and proceed to develop the paper. To assist in determining the proper amount of time to expose the paper, consider first creating a test strip. As previously stated, and contact print is limited by the size of the film is used and typically works best using medium format film or large format film. So a larger print can be obtained when using 35 mm film. Contact prints are generally used solely to create a contact sheet, which allows the photographer to view a preview of all the negatives and determine which may be best to print larger. While contact prints are rather simplistic to create and can maintain higher detail in the final print, there are some difficulties you may encounter. For instance, the exposure value or the ratio of all possible exposure settings is greater in film negative than in prints. Therefore, a contact print may often have more contrast, highlights, or overly dark shadows. Burning and dodging contact prints in also more difficult and tedious as you are working with a smaller print surface, depending on the size of your film, and need to be very finely detailed. Number 1. Clean both sides of the negative, then place it in the negative carrier with the emulsion. Facing the lens of the enlarger of or downward position, insert the negative in and enlarger. Step 2. Adjust the masking guides of the easel in accordance with the intended size to be printed. Step 3. Turn on the red light, safe light, the turn off the white light. Step 4. Switch on the enlarger, then adjust the lens of the enlarger to its widest aperture. This will allow the brightest image on the easel. Step 5. Adjust focusing by rotating the focusing knob for desired size of the image. Adjust the elevating knob for bigger magnification. Pull the enlarger down to tighten the elevating knob securely. Focus may now be finally adjusted. Step 6. Switch off the enlarger light. Close down the lens aperture 2 or 3 times from its optimum aperture. Step 7. If this is the first time that the negative is being printed, make a series of the test strips or trial exposures on strips of photography papers exposed. At the photographic papers are placed in the easel emulsion side up when making the exposure. Process the test strips by immersing in the developing solution for 1 to 1% minutes. Slip the exposed photographic paper into the developing solution to the wet and eventually agitate it continuously by either moving the print or by rocking the tray. When the developing time is finished, lift off the print, drip dry it before transferring it to the next solution. Step 9. When the right exposure had been selected, make a full print process it. Then evaluate the print for overall quality. Consider for possible cropping or local exposure. Step 10. Current fixing bath only required 10 to 15 minutes. Fixing time formerly it was 20 to 30 minutes. Step 11. Wash the prints in running water for another 20 to 30 seconds. Step 12. Dry the prints.